All right. What really scares you? I mean, seriously, what really scares you guys? What gets your guys? What really creeps you out? The typical stuff, the typical Hollywood stuff. Let me tell you, that stuff doesn't scare me anymore. When I was a kid, maybe, I got a little scare and stuff like that. But the vampires and the zombies and stuff like that, the werewolves. I think that stuff's cool, but really, they haven't done anything that really scares. Um, I think for me, for me personally, books and comic books have really mastered the art of scaring people, especially books, because you're using your imagination, and there's nothing more creepier than your own imagination. When your brain is working, you can creep yourself out a lot. I have to say though, H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu, or some people pronounce it Chuflu, Cthulhu. Um, I don't know how it's pronounced. Somebody can correct me on that, but it's said that the Cthulhu are so scary. They're so creepy that when you look at them, you literally lose your mind. Um, I always found that fascinating, and to this point, I'm happy that they haven't tried to make a movie out of that, because that would be nearly impossible. If you haven't, I mean, if you go to the movie and it's about the Kuflu or Chuflu, and you see the movie, and if you don't lose your mind, and then you haven't done your job as making it how it's supposed to be, because they described it. Lovecraft described it that when you look at this creature, this unworldly creature, you lose your mind. It's just that terrifying looking at it. Um, Hell, I mean, they've made comics about it. The Call of the Chuflu. They got a comic book series about it. Of course, the books. But I'm really glad that they haven't tried to emulate it in the movies yet, because I don't think they could do it correctly. Uh, I mean, they they seem to be making a lot of stuff just gory. It's just blood. Um, like a lot of my friends have said, none of these movies are more just like stress relievers, and that's pretty true. They're just stress relievers. They don't really creep anybody out. It's just like, oh, okay, a lot of gore, and they always use the same old kind of type of way to scare people. Like they'll show the villain, and like he'll be on the shadows, and then all of a sudden he'll come out. Like, okay, like that's been done before. It's like it doesn't scare me unless you do it in a good way. There have been some movies that have scared me, particularly foreign movies like um, Wreck, which was brought over here in America as Quarantine. That's a badass movie. That movie makes me jump. Um, there's been a couple of other movies that really foreign movies that have made me just go like, wow, now this is what I call scary. Um, but here in the States in Hollywood, they really haven't made a movie where it just creeps somebody out. Um, I've heard, what's that name of that movie? I don't know. I forgot the name of it. But Paranormal Activity. I've heard that's scary. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard that's really creepy. I think what really makes it those type of movies scary is that they make it seem like somebody's actually recording something, and um, it makes it seem that much more real. Like the Last Exorcism, I've heard that's really scary. That's one thing that will kind of scary. The Exorcist films will kind of creep me out, because uh, particularly how they shoot it, it does kind of like, oh man, it sends chills down my spine. Like this stuff is really crazy. Uh, but a lot of stuff really just doesn't scare me now. unless it's a book or a comic book, like I said, and more so books, because if the artist doesn't know how to draw it in a creepy way, it really won't scare you. But yeah, the Cthulhu, if you look at the picture in the video, somebody tried to make a picture of it. It looks creepy. I gotta say, that does look kind of creepy, but really it's not doing its job, because the thing is supposed to be so scary that I should be losing my mind right now. And nobody would really be able to emulate that. I just think that's a brilliant thing that Lovecraft came up with. And I will try to get some of the comic series that they have out, The Call of the Cthulhu and Dawn of the Cthulhu and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to know, what scares you? What really scares you? I've also found that a lot of dark stuff, like when I say dark, like when they're going into like a mountain or something, and it's just straight pitch dark, like I mean no light at all, and there's something attacking you, that would really creep me out too, because you don't know what it looks like. Once you know what it looks like, once they reveal whatever it is attacking you, you're like, oh, okay, I can see it now. At least I can see it. But when you can't see something and it's attacking you, it's like, oh man, that's where things really get going, gets the blood flowing, so to speak. But I'm gonna leave it at that, and I look forward to some answers. What scares you, people?